Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers. Nate makes a promise. Young and the Restless spoilers show Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis getting a shock from Damian Kane. Later, Nate promises to protect Amy. So, it appears Damian is getting more hostile toward his mother. Indeed, Nate won't stand for it. Later on, Audra Charles makes Holden Novak swear to keep their past hidden from Nate. Then, she tries to get info out of Holden on Young and the Restless. No doubt, that either refers to Damian or Tucker McCall. Y&R 2-week spoilers. Kyle makes a risky move. Also, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, makes a sneaky move and puts Claire Newman's, Haley Aaron, loyalty to the test. Indeed, this could backfire on him big time and he may lose Claire Newman. Meanwhile, Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, grills his sister, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, about Kyle. He feels Summer is jealous of Claire and Kyle on Young and the Restless. Of course, she insists she is not. Later, she comes to a difficult decision about Kyle. Perhaps she's ready to let him go. But chances are, Summer Newman wants to fight for Kyle. Young and the Restless 2 weeks. Victor steps up for Lily. Elsewhere, Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Victor Newman, Eric Braden, are starting over. Not only are they putting their feud behind them, but Victor is even using his contacts to help Lily. Indeed, this puts Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, at ease. But she still takes on the daunting task of trying to make peace between Victor and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. Of course, that's not likely because Vic is taking the next step in his revenge plan on Young and the Restless. This week, he tells Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, about his plans. And next week, the assistance he offers Lily could very well benefit his plot to take down Jabot. Also, Michael confides in his wife, Lauren Fenmore, Tracy Bregman. Elsewhere, Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, is up to something. Then, she and Jack make a huge decision. Meanwhile, on Young and the Restless, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, is uneasy. No doubt, she's upset by Billy Abbott's, Jason Thompson connection with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. Y&R is intense and intriguing during these 2 weeks. Don't miss a minute to see Nate Hastings go up against his new brother to make sure Amy is protected on the CBS daytime morning in Genoa City. But the tension inside Newman Enterprises could melt the frost right off the windows. Nate Hastings stood in the corner office, gazing at the skyline through the floor-to-ceiling glass. He'd been there for hours, restless and haunted by the choices he'd made. The ambition that had once driven him now weighed on his conscience like a chain. Victoria Newman had always been a powerful force. Ambitious, intelligent, and fiercely loyal to her family's empire. But she had also been the woman Nate risked everything for. Now, after months of lies, betrayals, and near scandals, Nate knew he had to make a promise. Not to Victoria, not to his career, but to himself. He wasn't going to lose his integrity again. Still staring at the skyline like it's going to give you answers? Audra Charles's voice floated through the door. She leaned casually against the frame, her tone dripping with charm and mischief. You look like a man on the edge, Nate. Nate turned slowly, his eyes narrowing. You'd know what that looks like, wouldn't you? Audra smirked, walking into the office. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're suddenly developing a conscience. That's not the Nate I know, the man who could outmaneuver anyone in this building. I'm not proud of that version of me, Nate said quietly. The power, the manipulation. It changed me. I hurt people who didn't deserve it. He took a deep breath, his jaw tight. Elena. Devon. Even Victoria. For a moment, Audra's confidence flickered. So what's the plan? Repent? You think a few apologies are going to undo everything? No, Nate said, his voice steady. But I can make things right moving forward. He turned toward the desk, his reflection glinting in the glass. I'm done being the guy who takes shortcuts to get ahead. I'm done choosing ambition over integrity. From now on, I'm rebuilding what I lost. Audra crossed her arms, unimpressed but intrigued. Big words. Dr. Hastings. You really think Newman's the place for redemption? That family doesn't exactly reward honesty. I know, Nate admitted, but maybe that's why I need to stay. Someone in this building has to stand for something real. Just then, the office door opened again. This time, It was Victoria. Her eyes darted between them, instantly reading the tension. "Am I interrupting something?" "Not at all," Nate said, turning toward her. His tone softened. "Actually, I was hoping to talk to you." Audra gave a sly smile, brushing past Victoria on her way out. "Good luck," she murmured, leaving the two alone. Victoria folded her arms, her posture icy. "What is it, Nate? Because if this is about getting your position back, we've already been down that road." Nate shook his head. "It's not about that. I'm not asking for anything. I just need to say something." She raised a brow, skeptical but curious. "I made a mess of things," Nate began. "I let ambition blind me. I thought I could outplay everyone. Devon, you, even Victor. But I forgot what really matters. I forgot who I was." His eyes met hers, sincere and steady. "I can't change the past, but I can make a promise to myself, and to you, that I won't repeat it." Victoria studied him for a long moment, her expression unreadable. "And what exactly is this promise?" "That I'll be the man I was before all of this. The man who became a doctor to help people, not hurt them. The man who doesn't lie to get ahead. And the man who won't betray the people he cares about just to climb higher." Her jaw softened slightly. "You really believe it's that simple? Just make a promise and everything's forgiven." "No," he said firmly. "I don't expect forgiveness. I just need to earn it, one choice at a time." Victoria sighed, pacing slowly. "You hurt me, Nate. Not just professionally, personally. I trusted you. I believed in you." "I know," he said quietly. "And I let you down." There was a long silence. Outside, the hum of the city seemed to fade as they stood in the stillness of that office. Two people who had shared ambition, desire, and betrayal. Finally, Victoria turned to him, her voice quieter. "If you're serious about this, prove it. Not with words but with actions. If you really want to rebuild your name, it's going to take more than promises." Nate nodded. "You'll see." He turned to leave but stopped at the door. "For what it's worth, I still believe in you too, Victoria. Despite everything." After he left, Victoria stood alone, staring at the empty doorway. For the first time in months, she felt something unexpected. Hope. Later that evening, Nate found himself at Crimson Lights. The coffee shop was quiet, the scent of roasted beans filling the air. He sat at a corner table, notebook open, jotting down ideas for a new community health initiative he'd been thinking about. It wasn't glamorous, it wouldn't get him headlines, but it felt right. That's when Devon walked in. The tension was immediate, unspoken, heavy. Devon saw him but didn't turn away. Instead, he approached slowly, cautious. "Didn't expect to see you here." Nate stood up, not defensive, just respectful. "Hey, Devon. I know I'm the last person you want to see." "You're not wrong," Devon replied, crossing his arms. "But go on. What do you want?" "I just want to tell you I'm sorry. For everything. For betraying your trust, for trying to outsmart you, for forgetting we're family." Devon's jaw clenched, his emotions warring beneath the surface. "You think sorry fixes that?" "No," Nate said softly. "But I hope it's a start." Devon hesitated, then nodded once. "You've got a long way to go, man. But maybe you're starting to sound like the Nate I used to know." A faint smile crossed Nate's lips. "That's the goal." As Devon walked away, Nate looked down at his notebook again. The title he'd written across the top read, "New Beginnings, Genoa City Health Outreach." For the first time in a long while, Nate felt something close to peace. The path ahead wouldn't be easy, rebuilding bridges never was, but he finally knew the direction he wanted to go. He closed his notebook and whispered to himself, "I promise." And this time he meant it. By the next morning, whispers began circling the Newman offices again. Word was that Nate Hastings had turned down a lucrative consulting offer and instead was spearheading a charitable health initiative in Genoa City. Something that could benefit the community and, surprisingly, carry the Newman name.